This call is being recorded.
Hello.
What's up?
Thank you for your patience. One moment. What's good, man?
Everything. How about you?
Great. Let me see. Let me share this screen. Let me see if you can see your chart. You can see that, right?
Yeah. I've accidentally sent you. I'm 1 minute off. I was actually born 11:50. Does that really make a difference?
No, but it's still important to change. So thank you.
Okay.
It just kind of changes maybe a second off or whatever, but or like a minute, right? But yeah, so I am recording this conversation. Please don't hesitate to interrupt if you have any questions whatsoever. That's totally fine. And let's see. Okay. So that being said, I was glad to see you were born in 1999. I really look highly to y'all generation, the Pluto Sagittarius, especially by 99. We see Uranus is in Aquarius, right? And Neptune is in Aquarius. So I'm definitely going to have fun interpreting this, especially seeing that you have a divine soul. Having a moon in Pisces is definitely a huge deal and really speaks to the level of sensitivity that enables you to feel the unseen and just feel vibes. That's what I normally know. So moon Pisces, like y'all feel everything, like the complete total vibe. So that's really interesting. And we see you have a rising in Sag. So the coolest thing here is you are alien gang. You're one of us. So I'm gonna share alien constructs article with you when I send you this recording.
For sure.
It's going to talk about, of course, Pluto being on the AC. Because it's in the first house, you are an instrument of Pluto. And being a Plutonian instrument alien causes you to, cause others to see, especially in Sagittarius, what's happening beneath the surface at a deeper level. This even says you can make yourself way more appear as an animal. You could bring about irreversible change, but realistically, here you are an instrument of Hades. You in Sagittarius with Chiron, because that's another cool thing with the 99. You have Chiron in Sagittarius. So Chiron and Pluto make you an instrument of this ascended extreme healing that enables you to show people their wounds, or this also could be developmentally you growing out of the spiritual closet or keeping your beliefs or insights hidden because it is attached to the first house. So normally Chiron in the first can lend to bullying at an early age, or more so just the lack of confidence in expressing your personality and how you really like. Although now overcoming this will allow you to heal the way other people do this. And I'm just so glad. That's another thing I know. It's like fire signs love to be on camera, especially the sun rising. Like you got to see, right? And so
Yeah.
I noticed that with you, the Pluto rising, you have very penetrating eyes. Like you can like see through somebody's soul, and a lot of that is the Pluto. So you also have the ability to heal just by like death staring the crap out of someone. It's just like I like to say Sagittarius is the death stare, but like Scorpio rising is the death stare, but Pluto on it. This that intense gaze can also project healing through your ability to just kind of look or just really deeply penetrate, or more so or less uh, look. So there's certain magical properties to the way you can also induce hypnosis and put people in trance. It's really interesting. Even though it falls from the 12th house, this will also be your ability to heal in the perspective or visions in others, whether you get flash insights or visions, seeing maybe where people are stuck. Because the 12th house is also like a house of the mentally ill, or the house of those people who are less fortunate. Of course, in Sagittarius, those who are maybe blinded by vision that keeps them stuck. So it's like you can see that part in anybody and like speak to it, express it. Of course, because as a Sag rising, Gemini is your seventh house. So you are a true mirror of some sorts, or you are an ascended mirror that kind of shows, but then you tell people in the seventh house the truth of these partnerships. So I just kind of wanted to express that first, because Pluto, being an instrument of Pluto, adds a lot of intimidation to how extremely you express your personality. but also makes you an instrument of awakening. So you can awaken vision. And this is where this is important because uh, being a part of the Pluto Sag generation puts you a part of the new generation. You guys are the first Pluto generation in the last four God zodiac signs or collective signs. So you having your rising there puts you as an instrument of what everyone else in your generation harnesses. So it's like also, how do I say it? Okay. As a Sag rising, you are a creator, the creator God here. Okay,
Yeah,
and so
bro.
as a creator, this enables you to, like a god, create from nothing. And so you have superpowers. As you have Capricorn, and Capricorn is a superpower, you have the ability to manifest with the integrity, high amounts of income, which 2020 really established because 2019 was the year you stepped into this brand new 12-year cycle of really ascending into who you are. And now 2022 with Jupiter in your fourth may facilitate a move. So you may either have moved or be planning to move or just renovate your inner space.
Mhm.
This definitely is following 2021, where you developed ascended skill sets. And that's really important because you have Uranus and Neptune in Aquarius. Uranus rules Aquarius. And so, whereas I'm part of the Pluto Scorpio generation with Uranus and Neptune in Cap, that's kind of like the height of psychic power, where a lot of this, Uranus and Neptune are extra dimensional. So you're drawing from your mind and imagination other realms, and we ground it in Capricorn. But y'all who have this in Aquarius, y'all are advanced. You take a crap on postmodern conventional science. And like even with Uranus and Neptune here, you have cosmic telepathy. So it's not like just hearing someone's thoughts. You can see and know what people say before they even say it. It's this very advanced sense of claircognizance that foregoes the need for inductive and deductive reasoning, which can make learning, because you're here to innovate learning. You're here to innovate how we apply this more, advanced nature of learning into more so or less a lot of how you connect with people, communicate with people. You have a very Uranus in the third is an indicator of a child prodigy and someone who, if you had trouble in school, it's probably because you knew what you were learning was kind of useless. So maybe you're the type of person, kind of like Shikamaru and Naruto. It's like you might not have taken school seriously, but you are like a genius in your IQ. But that could also, it's interesting because with energy like this, you could breezed through school and kind of just like gotten good grades easily. But just something to keep in mind because the nature of how you learn is advanced, but it's strange with Neptune. Like knowledge will just kind of come to you, or you'll just kind of claircognizantly gain insight to it. So versus in Capricorn, where based on people's actions, we gain psychic insight about who they are. In Aquarius, you just know it's thoroughly advanced. And so Pluto Sagittarius, y'all are creating the new world. Y'all are awakening and showing these supernatural abilities, and Uranus and Neptune enables you to connect and channel someone's higher self. And really the higher extra dimensional, multidimensional nature that influences your attitude towards what you connect. So this can happen so fast that in your communication with someone, now you're talking about something they were just thinking about earlier, or they probably had a thought of, and you may not always be aware of how supernatural that was, especially in your generation where y'all are going to be used to this. It's just something to keep in mind because once again, this is very advanced. So the Pluto Sagittarius, y'all are creating the new world, and this coincided Saturn going into Aries, a new karmic cycle. Those are the sparkers, and so you would be the builder because Saturn is in Taurus, Seven of Pentacles, which is long-term investments. And en route to you sparking this new world, you continue what Saturn and Aries did by building on the new concepts sparked by 96, 97, 98. They pass the torch to y'all, and y'all ground more and make more real a lot of this. My bad, were you going to say anything?
Yeah, it's just crazy you're saying this because the company like website I'm building is called Children of Gaia Nova.
Children of Gaia?
Children of Gaia Nova, like children of the new earth.
Oh, that wow.
Yeah,
Oh my God, that is so amazing.
like and then this is the brand, like, brand.
Wow. Dude, that
Yeah,
is amazing. That's your brand.
yeah. Well,
Wow,
it's still kinda like, being created, but it's here for sure.
that's awesome. That's super awesome. And I love so you brought that into profound clarity, children of the new earth. That's so awesome. So yeah, I mean, that's why I really look up to y'all generation too, because y'all are legitimately pushing for the advent of consciousness, and that's gonna require, especially with Uranus and Neptune, because Uranus and Neptune in Aquarius is tapping into a frequency and vibe that older people or older generations can't really sense. So like postmodern scientists won't fully be able to understand why you're tapping into vibrational beings that basically contradict their scientific findings. They're going to see that you're crazy, but really you're advanced. I mean, you're not from here, right?
Right.
So this is what enables you to kind of break through that. Even though there's more greater knowledge of quantum mechanics, this is going to kind of just take this to another level
You said
where
how old are you?
I'm 31,
31? Okay,
but I was born in 1990.
okay.
So we're kind of like the bridge out of that. We're like the very last of that older generation
Mhm.
bringing the bringing the torch, because basically the Corp, we destroy everything. We destroy what is impure from the old. That leaves a blank slate with which y'all create. And then of
Yeah.
course building the new earth, right? Where with Saturn and Taurus, you anchor all that is very important because we know that your sun is in its exaltation in Aries. And so as a creator, right, we know your moon is in Pisces, you are the divine warrior. You now are a legend here because the Pisces moon Aries is the legendary Pisces sun moon signature. So out of all the Aries suns with Pisces moons are legends because you're the warrior that has eyes in the back of his head. You're receptive to as an individual because the Aries sun is the individual spirit, but as a collective individual because your personality is collective in that you reflect the whole world through your personality, and then your soul is collective as an individual that sits in this fire and takes action individually. You feel everything. You feel how you're connected to everything. And so with this receptivity to the why things are happening, this influences your actions. It is pretty troubling because you're not always going to be aware of how magical you are, where everything you imagine, because you're going to imagine what you want and then you're going to move forward as an Aries, but you may not be aware that everything you imagined happened already. And this is where like sometimes your soul will feel like, hey, let's do nothing, but Aries is like, I'm going to do something. Like I have to do something. And so this is where you kind of learn. Sometimes your soul will have to have you surrender in its belief in how magical you are, because
Mm.
that's the only drawback to the Piscean legendary aspect. You could be so magic, you veil your own self. And it would be like Pisces or other people who kind of show you, like, oh my God, dude, like as soon as you left, like there was a whole light show. And meanwhile, you might have never even seen that. It was just because the universe responded to your feelings and energy and emotions and vibe. And so this is even cooler because you have Mercury on your moon. So now your brain processes this metaphysical phenomena and understanding of your experience directly connected to your soul. And so, whereas
Mhm.
you may not be aware of that, you're still processing the unseen dynamics that goes into this supernaturally psychic, magical connection with your inner world. And so, you're able to channel your soul, communicate in an indirect, abstract way, where Aries is more bold. The Pisces allows you to read between the lines. And as a Sagittarius rising, your sun is past the fifth house on the king of the gods, which is very important. There's no Jupiter sun aspect, but it is a kind of alien construct. It does make you a god of some sorts too. Kind of like how Kanye was like, I just told you who I thought I was. Oh my God. And
Yeah.
Kanye also has Jupiter on his sun. So this is
Mhm.
what makes him larger than life. You literally raise the vibe because Jupiter
Yeah.
on your sun, you have the exalted spirit in Aries, you have the creator, God level personality, and then you have the ruler of your entire chart in the sign of your sun. So this is like some fire god king energy where you're the full spiritual expression of evolution and expansion. I would say even just talking to you, if something magically happens to me where I level up or something happens, this is kind of like an effect that you give people because the fifth house sun spirit energy is now you fully expressing your spirit and life force creatively in your connection with the inner childs of other people and children. You light that torch for people to understand the divine nature of their heart and the identity of that. So you represent divine identity too, because you can kind of also reveal a hidden understanding of people's characters that you see and feel, which helps transcend them because you also are transcendent in your nature. So that's really beautiful because you have that Piscean understanding. You manifest that very bold, exciting. Because Sun in the fifth means you're very fun. You're very exciting. This could also denote athleticism. We know that this sextiles Uranus, so this very clear cognizant attitude allows you to know what you're doing instinctually and passionately, and how powerfully you're in a position like never before to fully tap into this accordingly as well, and to put yourself in a position to evolve everything you step into, which is cool because you expand that passion, and then Saturn in Taurus constricts and grounds that to organize it very disciplined in your lifestyle. So Saturn in the sixth or attached to the sixth would denote that you're able to discipline your creative expression and to discipline your life. This could kind of be frustrating because Saturn in Taurus is slow, and so this is going to denote a very methodical work ethic in how gradually you manifest things and how things can delay for you, especially coming into your Saturn return. Any delays that you have is really just Saturn timing things out. But this could also be the ability to slow down time in at least your perception. Saturn here is going to seemingly be a limiter, but we see that this is opposite Mars. So Mars retrograde in Scorpio is the nuclear passion that, which is interesting because I have Mars in Aries. And so Mars in Aries is so instinctual, like we just take action. We don't really think about it. But Mars in Scorpio is very strategic. It's very sexual in the 12th too, connected to the 11th. So you're going to harness a lot of that desire. You're going to have it build very dark, very deeply, very sexually. And you still have the Aries instinctualness to take action, but Mars is going to really charge that deep sexual desire in a way that can attract purity or make you be receptive to what's pure or impure. It's just now that this is a part of the T square, this puts you in a position to strengthen and purify that desire with this grounded integrity. It makes it so that everything you do that deeply is physically strong. You're drawing that physical strength, which actually makes you unstoppable here because it's a determination to really, despite any setbacks or limits, because there could be frustration where that deep sexual desire in Mars is always blocked by Taurus. But really, the Taurus opposition is to strengthen that desire and make it more physical, make it more physically strong, and make sure it's put in check in integrity. And so that T squared in Neptune really and Uranus is what's going to add this very unconventional sense of your attitude to find genius ways to understand how knowledgeably you take action off of that. And how does that feel for you? Because it's connected to the 12th house. So sometimes you may not always be aware as to why your dealings with other people evoke these feelings or intensity.
It honestly, it rings pretty true, and it makes sense because the work that I do is all about. I mean, I'm a healer. Like I work with BQH, like Dolores Cannon, hypnosis regression therapy.
Oh,
Like
that's
I do
awesome.
that, and I'm studying. I study chiropractic, but my teacher is like a psychic osteopath. Like he does. I
Wow.
don't even. There's not a word for what he does. Yeah,
Yeah.
anyways, so,
That's
like, I mean, these attributes really contribute to the work, like, kinda solidifies, like, why I'm able to intuitively do what I do.
right. That's true. That's true. Especially Mars, I feel like Mars can sniff out evil or impure intent.
Oh, for
It
sure.
Right? And sometimes, connected to the 12th, you may not always know why you sense that, but you always have to trust that. And
Yeah.
then, of course, you'll always, manifest the knowledge of how that plays out.
My friend had this girlfriend,
Yeah.
and, I met her, like, in 2 minutes, I was like, "I don't like this woman," and then, and it turned out, like, within 1 month, she moved into his place, and then, a month later, she was like we find out that she fled another state because she tried to kill her boyfriend, who she moved into.
Who she moved in where?
She moved a boyfriend into her husband's house and then tried to stab the husband and fled the state.
Wow.
Right? Some crazy and, like, in 2 minutes, I walk up to this woman, and I'm just like, "No," and I leave.
Thank you for
Crazy.
sharing. Yeah, because that puts it in an amazing context. And like, in the moment, right? There's no proof of that, but you
Nothing.
just knew. So like, that's deep. That's super deep. And yeah, thank you. So that makes a lot of sense. And then a lot of that too is the moon in Pisces. You'll just understand so deeply uh, the vibe. You'll just feel the vibe of someone's character too. So that's really awesome. And once again, it's very next level because everything that you're experiencing, your strength hasn't returned yet. Saturn hasn't returned, so you're not harnessing at like the full level, which you will coming into the rest of the decade. And that's just going to be very amazing because the South Node's going to go over Scorpio, and this is unlocking more of the healing. We see that you have Venus in Gemini. So the Venus in Gemini speaks a lot of, poetry and being very eloquent with your words and being in a position to really express the beauty of this because it's connected to the seventh. It's going to influence the nature of your relationships to attract, that feminine quality in women that's more intelligent, you being more sapiosexual, but because it's opposite Chiron, this is how you take that behavioral therapy and you're able to find the right words for the vision you sense,
Mhm.
which also puts into the truth, your soul feelings too, to help you understand that. So Venus and Gemini is also really cool here because try Neptune, you'll also intuitively just know what to say that that person needed to hear, which also I would think works really well for, which is really good to know you do that hypnosis. So we know that your sun is in the MC in the fifth, so you're at home with your creativity. You can create home creative spaces,
Yeah.
and so right, MC in Libra means your legacy as a Sag rising is to be a leader. You're meant to be an artistic leader, someone who takes your individuality and expresses it socially in the 11th in ways that unites artists to connect around you. I know a DJ with this whose son is actually in Libra, and she's super badass as a Sag rising, and like she performs in front of, like thousands. So this is that type of energy where you're more individually focused in the
Yeah.
creativity, right? But very very powerful, very very amazing. And your North Node is in Leo, so as a North Node in Aqua, where we're destined to kind of come off the Leo throne and to just network, you're destined to take this claircognizant attitude in who you know and to exalt more your inspirational influence. The North Node in the ninth is you're creating a religion this lifetime where this religion is based off of the light of love and courage and how you have this like knowledge of how to think, but you express this. It's like a life path of creativity where you're allowing yourself to take the resources of the networks you have and your attitude to express yourself fully and to be that light that inspires people, really becoming more that leader. And because it's fifth house to your Aries, really using your own independent success to come into independence and success, or your talents to come into independence and success, but still very revealing because once again, North Node in that ninth house aspect, which is 20 degrees exact to your 20-degree rising, which can't be a coincidence. you're definitely meant to take this claircognizant psychic knowledge and just insight and to show people how to really live the path of their heart and to really, creatively express yourself. So that's your report. And did you have any final questions at all?
No, that was super clean presentation, man. Thanks so much.
No problem, man. This was really awesome. Thank you for sharing what you did too. That was really awesome, really revealing, and it helps me understand how to see this energy more too,
For
which is
sure.
cool.
And the I think it was that transit talk you did. I can't remember what it was, but is that like alter ego you have with the
Yes, sir,
you're
Oreo.
you sauced up the Duce and you were just like you're just saying the funniest shit and you were just talking about like y'all could just manifest anything, right? I'm like, so I'm looking through your website. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna manifest $100 for this real quick, and then like literally the next day, like $100, just like right in front of me.
Thank you
So
so much. Call that in
I
the
wanted to thank you for teaching me some stuff, and
problem.
yeah, I mean, like you're dope, bro. Seriously.
Appreciate it. And that's the second house Capricorn too, just powerful manifestation. So
Yeah.
that's
Also, I really like the raps too. You got bars.
much appreciated, much appreciated. New music coming soon too. I'll keep that in mind. So I'm gonna send you this recording, and yeah, we'll keep in touch for sure.
Cool, man. See you around.
All right, you stay blessed.
God bless.